I love going to music festivals. It's the feeling of walking in the gate, knowing that I'm going to get to see so many different bands play all weekend long. It's the experience of being surrounded by so many other people who love music the way that I do. And it's that rush that I get when the lights go down and the artist that I've been waiting to see finally walks out on the stage. But those moments don't just happen. It takes thousands of people working behind the scenes on every single festival throughout the entire country to create the experiences that you and I won't ever forget. In March 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, fairs, festivals, and live music as we know it completely shut down. Over the next several months, millions of people lost their jobs, their livelihoods, and the ability to support themselves and their families. And now those people who brought us so much joy and so many memories need our help.
Your story, while it's your story, represents so many people within the music and touring industry that have walked a very difficult road over the last year.
Yeah.
How did you get into music?
I studied music business. I went to college for it. And that kind of led me into my internship and down in Austin, Texas with South by Southwest. We wanted to get closer to home because my wife and I were trying to start a family and made the move to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
To start managing the volunteer program for Bonnaroo. So I took on whatever it was that I needed to. And that continued to evolve and eventually led to me becoming the vice president of festival operations for the company.
At that point, you're planning festivals all over the Southeast, right?
Yeah, so we would do about 8 to 10 festivals a year. It was my job to sort of take the initial concept, the initial idea, whatever it was we were going to do, and put it into whatever space we were going to put it into. So finding that field, finding that, abandoned airport and designing that.
When all of these fans show up for an incredible experience, the time of their life, memories that they're going to have forever, I don't know that everyone's thinking about all of the thousands of people behind the scenes that have been working to make this show happen so they can have that experience.
The thing is for a festival that size, there's people on site for over a month. You got to think about the caterers, the concessions folks. I mean, we have thousands of volunteers that are out there, the decor people that are out there building the different props and the different art installations that are going on. The truck drivers, the golf cart people, the radio people, to things like waste management. It takes, a small army to really make that whole thing happen.
It's how they provide for themselves, their families, and their livelihoods.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is not uncommon for everybody to have a family at home that they're taken care of. It takes a special kind of crazy to want to do this, and for people that actually want to be involved in this industry. But once you're in, you're hooked.
So the middle of March 2020, live events as we know it, concerts, tours, fairs, festivals, even Broadway, an industry that employs 10 to 12 million people per year, many of them freelancers. All of it comes to a screeching halt.
Yeah.
Where were you at that point?
In March, I was fortunate enough to still be fully employed.
Mm-hmm.
We were starting to discuss what we were going to do. Everything was looking like things were going to have to cancel. I mean, my old job, South by Southwest, was the first event to actually go down. And, artists are changing their tours, artists are canceling their tours, and we're starting to doubt, what are we really trying to pull off here? And then it became pretty clear that this wasn't going away. And I was going to have to let some of my team go on furlough.
What was that like for you as a leader of your team, having to let people go?
It's heartbreaking. Some of these guys have kids. Some of these guys have families. Some of them were young and just starting out their career and literally making just enough money to pay rent. It wasn't a month later that I got furloughed.
There are people that say, well, why don't you just get another job? But you've really done everything that you can to find work.
Yeah, I mean, I literally applied for a job this morning. Yeah. I've applied for well over 100 jobs, and I got one interview so far. I've been doing every little small odd job thing that I can possibly do.
Yeah.
If somebody needs something, a neighbor asks for their house, they're like, I need somebody to stain my fence. I'm the first person to reach out and say, I'll do it, and I've been working as a security guard at a homeless shelter.
When as a parent, you have to do whatever you can to take care of your kid.
Yeah.
So you found out in October of 2020 that you were going to be laid off and lose your health insurance benefits.
Yeah.
But before that, you were the sole breadwinner for your wife and 3 kids.
Yeah.
So you made the decision to go get your annual checkups before those benefits expired.
Yeah.
What did you find out at those checkups?
You know, my 2 younger children were completely fine. But we did find out that my oldest daughter had scoliosis. After x-rays, you know, the curve in her spine is significant enough that she does need a brace. And each one's about $3,000. At the end of the day, it was going to be on me. This is my 11-year-old daughter. She's an athlete. She loves to play basketball. She loves to skateboard. You know, during the summer, if she's got the ability to be outside, that's where she is. You know, I just can't take that stuff away from her. It was never a question of, you know, whether or not I was going to do it. It was how I was going to pay for it and how I was going to figure it out.
How did you find out about the ACM's Lifting Lives COVID-19 response fund?
It was from a coworker. She had texted me and said, "Hey, I wanted you to know I applied for this, and I used you as a reference because I was her boss." And she said, "I think you should apply for it too." And I remember looking at it and going, "Okay, well, yeah, this could, you know, I don't care if they give me $20. At this point in time, this could be very helpful."
Yeah.
It was incredible for me. It came at the exact right time that I needed it to come, to be able to get the things I needed to be able to take care of my daughter and to be able to not sacrifice another thing.
But right now that fund is depleted because there's so much need. There are hundreds of people on a wait list that are waiting to get help.
Yeah.
And so for anyone that is watching this, whether it's fans or people outside of the industry that are thinking about giving, whether it's $1, $10, $100, what would you say to them?
I'd say that it doesn't matter what you give. What you're giving is a sense of relief for somebody. It's helping them avoid a decision that they have to make, whether that's skipping out on their mortgage payment. I mean, it can literally be that much. It's beyond appreciated because it can make an impact that you don't even understand for all of us. It took a lot of pride for me to start admitting that I needed help.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to that. I mean, You think about this industry as a whole, anytime there's a disaster, anytime there's something that goes wrong in the country, in the world, the first people turn to is the music industry. Yeah. We're the first ones that are like, yeah, we'll do a benefit concert. We'll create something. We'll do something for somebody. And now it's us.
Right.
We're the ones that need the help.
James's story represents so many people behind the scenes in live music that are critical in bringing festivals and fairs to life for the artists and the fans. And every dollar that you give to ACM Lifting Lives COVID-19 Response Fund goes directly to someone who needs it. Whether you can give $1, $10, or $100, your donation makes a difference. To give, go to acmliftinglives.org. And if you are in the country music industry and you need help, go to acmliftinglives.org to apply for assistance.